Hi, I'm Connie from Prosperity Finance, sharing the best financial tips so that you can be more successful with achieving your financial goals. Today, I was really lucky to have a special guest. Her name is Yuan. Joy is a senior solicitor working for a well-known law firm, Turner Hopkins. She has extensive knowledge and experience in commercial and property laws. Joy was raised and educated in both China and New Zealand. She also went to the States to complete her MBA in 2011. In today's episode, she's going to share with us a very interesting topic. When you purchase your home the first time, you normally require a large deposit. These days, it's really crucial that we get help from the parents. However, how can you protect your parents' hard-earned cash in case you and your partner split down the track? Hello, Joy.
Hello, Connie.
Hi, thank you for coming. I know you're pretty busy.
Thank you for inviting.
You're welcome. Joy, as discussed earlier, first home buyer actually have really large market share at the moment due to flat market. However, deposits always a headache. Now, I read a news the other day, more than half of Kiwi parents are willing to help their kids, get into property ownership. However, there's a lot of concern around the parents and the kids themselves in terms of, how they can protect their hard-earned cash in case they, themselves and their partner split later. And then if that happens, their parents' money would become, relationship property. So can you please share with us what is the best way to do so that people can protect their assets?
Okay. Hi, Connie. It's great, really, really good topic because I've been practicing for over 10 years, and often we come across that situation, that individual or young couples not having enough deposit from their own savings, and they need a hand from the families to help them out when get into the property market. And I think it's more and more common in New Zealand, the mainstream market as well. I think it's a reason that because of the median price of the property has gone up so much. I read newspaper, I think it's about 930,000 for the purchase price of a property. It's a median price in Auckland, and it's more and more we can see that the parents are willing to give a hand to their kids to come up with deposit. And it is quite a legal question in terms of how the parents should give that money to their kids. We often see that some people can just give because they don't expect the kids to, repay back. So sometimes we see that parents just do the gift by way of gifting. But that causing a lot of problems because of New Zealand Relationship Property Act. If it's relationship property, then when the parties split, that relationship property will be also halved by the couple. So, in the most common way, there's about 7 ways that we can, come up to help parents to protect their money and assist their kids. But the most common way that we often, share with parents when they come to see us for legal advice is we tell them just to do a loan agreement and actually do a proper loan agreement, documented, to record parties' intention, to record how much money you advance to the kids, and how you expect the repayment to be repaid. Without that kind of documentations, when the kids actually splitting or separating, the parents will be struggling to prove, the money was advancement, was loan, not a gifting. But if you have proper documentations, it would be saving a lot of cost, money to go through the cost. It saves a lot of court money, litigation money, and it's an easy way to prove it. And the first step we recommend as a lawyer, we recommend to do is talk to your own legal advisors. Your kids need to have their own legal representative, and parents, you need to have your own legal advisors acting for your best interest as well. often that we can act for not both parties, we can act for one party, and as a lawyer, we can prepare the legal documentations. And because we do that on a very common, like regular basis, we know that often sometimes the bank is looking for, ensure the bank's interest is protected. They require that in the documentation it states very clearly that money cannot be, repaid before the bank's money repaid. So often we, will accommodate all those bank's requirement, so we can make sure that your interest is protected, as well as your kids can still borrow the money from the bank and prepare the legal document that helps with both sides. So I always say that go to see your own legal advisors first, and very clearly, just share with them what are you trying to do, helping the kids, but most importantly, when it comes to the question that's separating, how are you expecting the money to be repaid to you? If you are, the legal documentation is so important. And I think in 2017, we come across one of the High Court leading case. And in that particular case, the court looked at the background is a couple. I think the wife borrowed money from her parents, and to help the couple buy the home. And 5 years later, couples separating, very common. They're separating, and the husband is, required a family court to award him half of the sale proceeds of the family home. So the parents of the daughter has filed legal proceeding against the couple, and require their hard-earned, deposit. Argue it's a loan, not a gifting. It took, I think, 2 years for the court to come up, with a decision. The parties spent a lot of money. In the end, the conclusion is for that particular situation, that case, because there's cultural reasons, there was conversation happened between the parties, there was some evidence to suggest that there was an intention as a loan rather than a gifting. The parents lucky enough to get their money back from the couple. But still, those 2 years legal proceeding fees, as well as all the worries, can be saved if you see your lawyers early enough at the stage and get documents properly documented, as well as sometimes we even suggest to have a security in place to protect your own retirement savings. This would be the best way and advice we can give to clients. Yeah.
Great, Joy. That's really insightful. A lot of people, especially first home buyers, because they lack of knowledge about, legal world, finance world, and they think, just buying a home is straightforward. But actually that transaction has a lot of implication, later on. So despite you are even single, it's probably still the best way to talk to the solicitor and get your parents to find their own solicitor early, as soon as possible, I guess, to get proper advice. That really save you lots of money and invest down the track. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You're very correct, Connie. So even for single person, that the property is in their sole name, and after being in relationship for more than 3 years, that and if it's a relationship property, then it's still subject to be halved. So definitely watch out for that kind of situations, and seek for legal advice as early a stage as possible.
Yeah, great advice, Joyce. Thank you so much. I guess it's kind of crucial to get parents help these days. So engage with your solicitor, and the solicitor actually really experienced and responsible solicitor. That will help you tremendously. Yeah, thank you. So if you like this video, please feel free to share with your family and friends, so they can get benefit from that as well. And if you have any legal question, we will have a Joy's contact detail below. Feel free to contact Joy to get personalized advice. And please also feel free to subscribe our YouTube channel. You will get the latest information in your inbox every week. Thanks for your time, Joy, again. I'm sure we'll have more opportunity later. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Connie.
Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye-bye.